This quick video is made to explain about a couple of heritage quilts and that project. So first of all, let's look at this one. This quilt is about 158 to 70 years old, somewhere around there. The story goes like this. My great-grandmother, when she was 14, started to work on her hope chest. A hope chest is a thing that young girls in those days made to, it was usually given to her by her mother or her father. It looked kind of like this one. And in that hope chest, they would put items that were going to help them in their marriage, because that was the main emphasis for women in those days. And one of the things they would do is prove their seamstry by creating a master quilt. And so when she was 16, ready to consider marriage, she made this quilt, all hand quilted. Every stitch in it, no machine used. It looks like it was sewn on a machine, but it was not. They didn't even have one. And her name was Mary. And Mary Vinegar, I believe her last name was, her maiden name. And she married Noah Geesaman. And to her marriage, this quilt was used for her firstborn. And then she decided she would give it to the firstborn of the next generation, which was my Uncle Jay. And my Uncle Jay was going to give it to the firstborn of his generation. He had no kids, so he gave it to my grandmother to pass on to the first grandchild in the next generation. That was me. But my grandfather got this, and she quilted in his initials because he was first in his generation, or the first boy at least. C-O-G, if you can see it there, Clarence Oliver Geesaman. Well, I came by this quilt because my Uncle Jay had no kids, and I was the first grandson. So now I give it to my first son of the next generation, Michael, who I am hoping will give it to the next generation, which would be Noah Geesaman. Actually, the same name as Noah Oliver Geesaman, or no, it was Noah something else Geesaman. That Mary married. My great-grandmother Mary married Noah Geesaman. And now there's another Noah Geesaman. And so eventually I hope he will get it and give it to his first son, if he has one, or the first son of the generation. So as you can see, this would be well over 250 years old by that time, maybe 300, depending on when it happens. Here's another quilt that I want to show. It was given to my wife, Jacqueline Ann Medell Geesaman, back in 1986, when she was president of the Royal Gorge Council of Quilters in Cannon City, Colorado. Each lady, the 42 of them, 6 times 7 blocks, each turned in a block to honor their president that year. Jackie's has no block because it was given to her in thanks for her leadership. And they did have quite a good quilt show that year. Things of note are her good friend Diane Bray, who passed on early in life. She was about 46, I believe. And most of the women here have passed on now, at least 2/3 of them as of this video making. Helen Cook was Diane's mother. Sally Salmon pieced all this together, and if you look closely at all the blocks, each one of them has a signature. A few of them have a 86 on them, which notes what year everyone made their block. I'm not sure if I see any of those right now. Here's one. And it was Marge. She put an 86 on hers. There's a couple others like that. And so this quilt is not finished. It's basted, and the edges have to be finished up, and they had started quilting it, if you can see along that area, or if I turn it over, you can easily see it. I'm going to have that finished up, not by hand, but by a computer machine that mimics hand quilting. And this will also go into that chest I showed you to pass on to Noah so that his grandmother can be remembered, Jacqueline and Geesaman. Okay, that's the quick presentation about hope chests and Noah's great grandma.